Alright guys, Paulmartinbelts back here again with a brand new video. This is going to be a quick detailed look comparing the replica belts of the NXT heavyweight belt and the NXT women's belt. So right off the bat you can obviously see these designs are pretty much identical. There's a few coloration differences and obviously the size of these belts is obviously a lot different. The women's belt from top to bottom of the center plate is 8.5 inches tall. The men's is 10 inches from top to bottom of the center plate. The strap length on the men's belt is 51 inches in length from one end to the other, and the women's is 45. So these belts are significantly different in size. The strap thickness is also, the men's is 4 inches and the women's is 3.5. So that not really a significant change, but just how these compare size-wise. Obviously, standing back, you can see the immediate difference in the two. Right, so going into the actual details, the straps are very similar actually. Obviously, you can see the style of tooling on these belts match up almost identically, just on a scaled down sense for the women's belt. Obviously, the X pattern stays, the same design style will stay, and the tips, while they are different shapes, you can see they're both fairly similar to match their straps. Obviously, the added length of the men's belt means more of these X's show. You can see 5 on the men's belt, 4 on the women's belt there, whereas on the side 3 and 2. Even the side plates there, you can see difference in sizing. But as far as the details actually go, the idea of these belts is that they're kind of flipped mirror images of each other. So whereas you see the men's logo there is gold, on the women's it is silver. And whereas there's silver behind here on the men's, it is all gold on the women's belt. So there's a few features like this. Obviously it mirrors on the other side. There's a few features like this. Most noticeably will be the NXT logos. On the women's they are all nickel, on the men's they're gold. The gold parts here actually on the men's belt are etched in. On the women's it is actually just the flat plate and it is outlined in black paint which is etched in. But the N and the T themselves are actually level to the rest of the plate, whereas on the men's belt they sink in and are etched away. Another nice detail I like, actually the women's belt has the WWE logo in silver, which I think actually looks better. I think it would have looked nice on the men's belt if the logo itself was in silver because it makes it pop a little bit more. Same can be said for the banners. The women's does feature an extra banner which the men's does not, saying women's. This does not say anything, there's no banner. I thought if anything it could say heavyweight, but there's probably not enough room to actually fit that in there. So that says women's champion at the bottom, champion similarly here on the men's belt in gold. But I think, like I say, silver probably would have made it pop a little bit nicer. This area here, this kind of ring that goes around it, on the women's belt it is actually silver with black dots. On the men's belt it's actually etched away, so it's painted in black and the dots are left gold. So you can see the difference there. And again, another difference, you can see all the nickel, the silver behind the plate detail on the men's belt, whereas on the women's all of this detail is in fact gold. So you can see all the etched areas here, they remain gold. So there's a few nickel highlights like the letters, the X and the logos, but on the men's belt these nickel parts are the actual background. So yeah, looks pretty good. I've done a breakdown of this belt where I took the plates apart. If you're interested, you can find that on my channel. The X part does come apart. A similar breakdown is available now on my channel of the women's belt where I take this belt apart, so you'll be able to see how this fits together. Just flip the belt over now, you can see. And actually an identical positioning and number of screws on this belt. So obviously the two side plates do have removable squares. As you can see, those WWE squares are removable by these two screws here. Similarly on the men's, they're removable also. So the patches, as you can see here, official WWE shop. And again, so these are 2017 replica belts to both of them. You can see at the bottom there. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. Overall, these belts are very good. The detail on both is fantastic. So Yeah, if you're interested in seeing actual in-depth detail of each individual belt, I've got separate videos on the channel for these, but this was just a comparison between the two. So hopefully this gave a good idea how these belts look side by side to one another. Both these belts will be getting re-leathered shortly, so I will show a comparison of them both on real leather as well, so that'll be nice to see. But that being said, if you're interested in more videos, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know, what do you prefer actually of these two designs? I actually do prefer the women's belt. I think the way the NXT logo stands out is a lot nicer to me. The more obvious contrast of gold and silver I think pops a lot nicer for me. The heavyweight belt, the men's heavyweight belt, is still a fantastic design. I absolutely love this design. It's just a personal preference thing. I think the silver logo pops a lot nicer. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. That being said, thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in a re-leather or send-out strap, contact me at my email in the description box below, or check out the send-out straps which are available to purchase direct from my website shop. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.